Ladies and gentlemen, John Durham and the special counsel found evidence that Madam Secretary and Democrats knowingly, with intent, knowingly gave information that was false. Information they knew to be false, including Michael Sussman. How do we know this? On page 13 of the actual indictment, which CNN didn't read. So I want to read you an article, and this is why CNN either lies by omission or overtly lies, or just is like a mouthpiece for the Democratic Party or Democratic Party newsletter. I mean, the thing is, you have people who believe this, so it's like, it's so easily refuted, or as they would say, debunked. But Hillary Clinton personally approved plan to share Trump allegations with press in 2016, campaign manager says. This is an article in CNN. The last paragraph is talking about Elon Musk completely blasting Democrats and that law firm. And he's right. Remember the article, the segments that I did about Musk testifying on Twitter for the Durham probe special counsel? Essentially, he did. And, quote, there is no evidence to support, this is from CNN, there's no evidence to support Musk's claim that Sussman or the Clinton campaign peddled information they knew was untrue. It's within page 13 of the actual indictment that CNN didn't read. It's on page 13. This is an actual email from the people who conspired against Trump, the tech researchers and Sussman. Quote, let's for a moment think of the best case scenario where we were able to show somehow that DNS communication exists between Trump and that country, which shall remain nameless for the first 3 minutes of this segment. How do we plan to defend against criticism that this is not spoof traffic we are observing? There is no answer to that. Let's assume again that they are not smart enough to refute our best case scenario. Tech Executive 1, you do realize that we will have to expose every trick we have in our bag to even make a very weak association. It's right there, ladies and gentlemen. Then it goes on to say, let's all reflect upon that for a moment. Sorry, folks, but unless we get combined net flow and DNS traffic collected at critical points between suspect organizations, we cannot technically make any claim that would fly public scrutiny. The only thing that would drive us at this point is that we just do not like Trump. This will not fly in the eyes of public scrutiny. Folks, I'm afraid we have tunnel vision. Time to regroup? It's right there. This is one of numerous messages. And I have no idea why CNN hasn't even read the indictment. Either they've read the indictment and they are deliberately deceiving their audience, which is possible, or they haven't read the indictment at all, which is possible also. Hit subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen. Hit subscribe to the Stock Market Crash channel, the Bitcoin Crash to 10,000 or below channel. I have segments right before this segment on there. Please go ahead and watch those and share those. If you want to support my work, my Patreon is below in the pinned comment. We're almost at 200,000 subs, people. Thank you so very much. We're at 197. Let's get this channel to 200,000 subs. Subscribe to the Stock Market Crash channel. I have been telling everyone we're experiencing the crash that I've been telling everyone since September of last year. You can go to the description and see the actual segments in September. I have the receipts within the description section. If you want to support this channel, become a member as well. The membership on this channel is awesome, and we have a fun time, a great time during the live streams. And if you want to give a super thanks, the super thanks is between the like and the share buttons. But ladies and gentlemen, it's like they don't like Elon Musk is the richest man in the world, extremely intelligent, but that doesn't give him wisdom. He does possess wisdom. In wealth and intelligence don't always correlate to wisdom, okay? Oftentimes don't correlate to wisdom. Wisdom is what's important, okay? Elon Musk, me, you watching this right now, we're not bound by political party. There are people who have to spin everything just for because of allegiance or loyalty to a political party. I don't do that. I was the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet, according to the Huffington Post, the unofficial scribe of Sanders' most hardcore voters, according to the Washington Post. I then said, you know what? Democrats are the most corrupt political party nowadays. I'm voting for President Trump. And I'll vote for DeSantis. if he's the nominee. And so, and you know what? If it's Mitt Romney and Tulsi Gabbard is the Democrat, I'll vote for Tulsi Gabbard over Mittens over Pierre Delecto. And so, I'm not bound by a political party. I want a candidate that opposes the Lincoln Project, and I want the Lincoln Project to oppose the candidate that I'm voting for. Very simple. Ending counterinsurgency conflicts and ensuring that we don't have a counterproductive, hawkish, militant foreign policy, which is what the Bush, Cheney, and Rumsfeld people who have now been embedded within the Democratic Party want. I want to oppose that. But see, the thing is, Elon Musk, he's not like that. He's buying Twitter because he knows Twitter will be used against him. That's why he's buying Twitter. And he knows that the market's going to continue to tank. And the Tesla stocks isn't going to be worth as much. And Bitcoin's going to tank below 10,000. If I know that, he certainly knows that. And you have to ask yourself, why is CNN or why are other publications, why do people have such a hard time being suspicious of the Clintons? Why do people on the left, it's so interesting too, that they like, oh, Trump is capable of anything. Well, what has he done? Tell me what he's done. He didn't work with the Kremlin. That was a lie that was completely fabricated, literally created by his direct political rivals. He didn't pressure any country to investigate President Mashed Potato Brains, Biden. Okay, that was an ellipsis, and the president of that country literally stated he wasn't pressured. But they don't believe that president. Okay, why is that? So they think Trump is capable of anything. Meanwhile, millions upon millions, hundreds of millions went into the foundation. Beneficial treatment took place. Hunter's making tens of millions of dollars. He's not really known for any advice or consulting. Just, he has the family name, but they're not suspicious. And they keep saying there's no evidence to support that Sussman or the Clinton campaign peddled information. There's a plethora of evidence. There's like a Mount Everest of evidence. You have not only Sussman and others emailing, like tech executives emailing each other, but here you have, in an email, tech executive once sought their view as to whether the paper's allegation could be plausible. Please read as if you had no prior knowledge or involvement, and you were handed this document as a security expert. Not to be able to say this without doubt, fact, but to merely be plausible, to not spend more than a short while on this. A DNS expert would poke holes to this hypothesis. That being said, I do not think even top DNS researchers can refute your statements. Nice. So they just want something plausible. It goes on, I'm somewhat paraphrasing it, but it's basically like he's saying, just give me something plausible. They were desperate to use any trick, which is what the messages say, and get anything plausible to get a government agency to investigate Trump. And then you have Peter Strzok saying, we'll stop Trump. I mean, it's pretty like, look, if he wanted to charge people under 18 U.S. Code 371, he has the receipts. He has everything he needs. It's right there. He just doesn't want to right now. He wants to get, Sussman's going to get convicted, but if he doesn't get convicted, it'll be because he's telling the truth. Sussman is interestingly, Michael Sussman is telling the truth. Did you know that? Did you know that James Baker knew that he worked for Clinton? Of course James Baker did. James Baker's lying. Interesting thing is this. Baker is lying. Sussman's telling the truth. But the real issue is 18 U.S. Code 371, not the lie that for some reason Sussman initially told, but it was like almost certainly an unspoken deal or arrangement where Baker knew why he was going there, but Sussman just, from a legal perspective, said, hey, I'm coming on my own, and he billed the Clinton campaign. But see, there's all of this is unwritten. That's what this whole lawfare, that's why these attorneys at that law firm work for the Clinton campaign and Democratic Party. Because what they do, they have media on their side. They have Jimmy Kimmel, they have late night. I mean, they have a public relations monstrosity. They think they can get away with anything. and they wink, wink, nudge, nudge. They just go ahead and say, well, I'm not coming on behalf of anybody, but here, let me give you this information we obtained as we're billing Clinton, who's paying us for this information, for us to funnel that information to you. So, of course, they knowingly gave false information. Knowingly. Yet nobody on the left wants to believe it. It's unbelievable. This is about emotion. Emotion. Not about... Politics now is about emotion, not information. Maybe propaganda is about emotion. It's not information. Democrats, liberals have the information. They can't believe that Trump didn't do all the things they accused him of. But they're indignant and outraged if you accuse them of actual corruption, which we can see from emails that they write. Give me your thoughts below. Could you imagine if Trump had lost a laptop full of incriminating emails like Hunter? Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. I'll be back in an hour. And definitely subscribe to the Stock Market Crash channel. We're almost at 20,000 subs there. People, tell your friends. You know, word of mouth is the best thing. It's really the best thing from all three channels. Bitcoin Crash to 10,000 or below channel or lower channel. That's also below in the pinned comment. Ladies and gentlemen, tell your friends that I've been calling everything since September of 2021.